pretzels, fairy tales, and trains that always run on time. Germany has a bit of a reputation. If you've been on this channel before, you know I focus primarily on farming slash life sims and JRPGs on Nintendo handhelds, so you're probably wondering why I'm bringing up Germany right now. Well, by the time you're watching this video, I'll be on my much needed vacation home to Germany. So I thought it'd be fun to do something a little different and celebrate by looking at some games made by German studios. Which means today we're taking a cozy little detour to explore new genres and see what the wider gaming world has to offer. I haven't played any of these yet, so think of this as a first look, the kinds of games I'm curious to try and maybe download for my long plane ride. Hey friends, I'm Autumn. Welcome back to Cozy Cartridges, where we celebrate calm, nostalgic, and story-rich games. If that sounds like your vibe, get comfy and come explore some foreign games with me. Let's start with Trüberbrook because this one immediately stood out to me. It's a point-and-click mystery adventure set in a small German village in the 1960s. You play as an American scientist who finds himself tangled up in something far stranger than he ever expected. What makes it special is the art style. The developers at BTF actually built physical miniature sets by hand and scanned them into the game. This gives every location a handcrafted, tactile feel. I love the idea of starting with this one because it feels both mysterious and cozy, like wandering through an old German village where every cobblestone and flickering light has a story to tell. From there, let's move to something much more dreamlike, with Silence by Daedalic Entertainment. It's a sequel to The Whispered World, which I've also never played, and it tells the story of two siblings who slip into a fragile, magical place caught between life and death. The art style is painterly and emotional, with sweeping landscapes and delicate details. The gameplay leans more towards exploration and puzzles than action, but what I'm really curious about is the storytelling, as I've heard this one balances warmth and sadness, and I think it's the type of experience that lingers with you long after you're done playing. That dreamlike tone leads perfectly into Casebook 1899, The Leipzig Murderers, which feels grounded but just as atmospheric. Having just released on September 4th, this is a detective adventure set in 19th century Leipzig, where you play as a police inspector solving murders and piecing together clues. What excites me here is the historical angle. It doesn't seem like your usual noir detective story, but something rooted in a real time and place. It almost feels like a way to time travel. And since I'll actually be in Germany while playing the game, although I won't be in Leipzig, I think that extra layer of connection to the setting can make it even more immersive. This next entry has been making waves lately on the cozy gaming scene, and honestly, I had no idea it was developed by a German studio until I was doing research for this video. Tiny Bookshop is a much more wholesome, gentle experience. In this one, you run a little mobile bookshop by the seaside, deciding which books to stock, where to park your van, and whom to sell to. It's about curating a cozy space and building small connections with your customers. What draws me in is its slower pace. It's not about rushing through levels, but about savoring the simple art of running a small shop. As someone who could happily spend hours browsing real shelves in a bookstore, and always has a book next to her in bed, alongside her gaming handheld console, of course, this one feels especially charming. And speaking of charm, we can't forget Dorfromantik. This one has become a bit of a cozy gaming staple, and is another one I actually did not know was from a German developer, although I've heard it mentioned so many times. I mean, granted, the name should have given me a hint, but sometimes it takes me a while to make the connection. Anyway, Dorf in German means village, which just evokes serene, cozy vibes. So this is a tile-laying puzzle game where you slowly build villages, rivers, forests, and railways, trying to place tiles so that everything fits together beautifully. The pace is gentle and meditative with no enemies or stress, just the quiet joy of watching a landscape come to life. It feels like the perfect game to dip into after a busy day of travel. From peaceful landscapes to something more playful, we've got Sticky Business. This one's all about running your own sticker shop. You design stickers, package orders, and slowly grow your little business. But what makes it stand out is how personal it feels. Customers leave messages with their orders, and you get small glimpses into their lives. It's colorful, cozy, and creative, the kind of game where you can pour your personality into the designs. and I like that it has both a relaxing gameplay loop and that little bit of running your own small shop fantasy. Okay, now let's shift gears with Cloudpunk, a narrative adventure set in a sprawling cyberpunk city. You play as a delivery driver navigating neon-lit skyscrapers in your hover car, meeting a huge variety of characters along the way. I love the perspective here. You're not a chosen hero, but an ordinary worker, seeing the city from the ground up. It's all about the atmosphere and the stories you encounter, from struggling humans to eccentric AI. I think it's a refreshing twist on the cyberpunk genre, and this is one I can't wait to sink into. And of course, since it'll turn officially fall while I'm in Germany, I couldn't resist something a little witchy. Ritual Raven is a cozy farming and life sim where you play as a witch tending your garden, gathering herbs, and brewing potions. It leans into the magical and mysterious side of small town life, with villagers to befriend and rituals to perform. It feels like a super natural fit for me, a blend of cozy mechanics with a witchy twist. I'm really curious to see how it balances everyday life and the supernatural, although I'm not quite sure yet if the graphics will vibe with me. On the other end of the spectrum is Spellforce 3, which mixes real-time strategy with RPG elements. You manage armies and resources like in an RTS, but you also create heroes, level them up, and go on quests. It's an ambitious hybrid, and while it's a bit outside of my usual comfort zone, I'm intrigued. It seems like a game that could pull you in for hours at a time, half planning and building, half exploring and storytelling. Definitely one I'll have to set aside some serious time for upon my return. And finally, we've got Shadow Tactics Blades of the Shogun. This is a tactical stealth game set in Edo period Japan, where you control a small team of characters with different abilities and carefully plan out missions. What appeals to me here is the atmosphere. Quiet snowy castles, lantern-lit courtyards, and that sense of tension as you sneak through enemy territory. It looks tough, but deeply rewarding, and feels like a fitting way to round out this list. So, those are my top 10 games made by German studios that I'm excited to explore. Some during my trip, some when I'm back. It's a mix of cozy, mysterious, and strategic, and I think it'll be a fun way to step outside of my usual lineup and comfort zone. But now I want to hear from you. What other genres of games do you enjoy playing? Are there any games in this list, or are there other German-developed games that you think I should try because you like? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications for more cozy gaming content. Until next time, may your games be as adventurous as a new journey and as comforting as coming home.